John here with Art of the Supplement, and I wanted to invite you to our brand new Facebook group, Art of the Supplement Nation. We've assembled the industry's top experts to bring you the best answers to all your insurance restoration questions. It's on Facebook, not MySpace. Delete that. You don't need MySpace anymore. Check it out. Facebook.
Met Matt and Andrew several years ago. Just really awesome guys as far as giving the information, really making the industry better. They care about the contractors. They care about, really how the whole process works. And then they're very honest as far as when we have a claim to give us their honest opinion as far as whether or not we want to pursue that or not. And then once they, receive that claim, they really do a great job at following up with the homeowners, making sure that they're representing our company, because at the end of the day, our client is trusting us to put them in touch with the best in the industry.
What's up, everyone? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here, and we are talking about storms now moving into the Oklahoma City metro currently. We had, as I was getting this going, we have a storm now warned for up to golf ball size hail for all of Oklahoma City. And we also have another storm here that's going to be heading towards Norman. So I'm going to stop the loop, and we're going to kind of break down what's happening right now. Let's get to the most recent. We're going to zoom out a little bit. We got a couple storms ongoing right now. So we have a storm to northwest of El Reno. This one's probably your weakest one. Your strongest storm is right along Interstate 44, just to the west of Norman, across Newcastle and Bridge Creek. Looks like some pretty big hail happening, starting to happen here. And then this is the most interesting storm. So this storm was your dominant, and it split, and now we have a north split that's going to track probably right through the city. We already have a hail marker on here. These north splits tend to have a tendency to either kind of die quickly or drop some big time hail as it races north and east. It looks like this one's going to be tending towards the dropping some hail. You can see almost the mirror image of the two storms here. So you have the main supercell down here by Bridge Creek, and then it's almost like it's flipped completely. You see the inflow coming in right here on the storm by Mustang. And this is racing to the north and to the east, right into Oklahoma City. That might actually hit my house. So we're watching that carefully. And then the other storm here, this is moving generally towards Norman. So we got two storms heading towards Oklahoma City right now. We're going to look at the CCs. You can see that there's actually a fair amount of lower CCs right within the main storm in Bridge Creek, just north of I-44. Again, this is moving generally to the east. And then we're keeping an eye here in Mustang. Here to see what's going to end up happening. We got a radar update just there, and see where, if any, hail ends up coming out of this. Looks like a little bit of hail right now with the storm that has split and racing to the north. The marker does indicate not very large hail, but this tends to happen quite a bit with the north splits. They tend to undershoot what ends up happening. So we're going to keep a super close eye on this as we have seen some lower CCs. You see the oranges and the greens starting to kind of pop up here. You can see it much more clearly on the Bridge Creek storm. A lot of rain with this, and then hail mixing in as well. Possibly, I think we're seeing some larger hail upwards of golf ball size. On I-44, just west on the western sides of Newcastle by Bridge Creek, and this is moving generally towards Norman, and this one is moving into southwest OKC. Probably go right by the airport and then move northeastward towards areas like Nichols Hills, the Village, just south of the Lake Hefner area, parts of Bethany, War Acres. This is where all this is going to be heading pretty quickly here with a couple storms. We also got a storm back over to west of Union City, one storm all by itself, again to the north of El Reno. Keep a close eye on this. This has pretty good structure. All these storms really looking like supercells, really not looking like anything you see in late August here in Oklahoma. Very intense storm. The first one that formed, this is already all the way up by Perkins, south of Stillwater. This is going to continue racing to the north and east, generally towards the Tulsa area, so I have to keep an eye on Tulsa as well. Again, the main focus of everything happening so far is definitely over here by the Oklahoma City area, here along Bridge Creek. Again, the hail algorithm is gigantic on this. I don't think it's dropping 3-inch hail or whatever it's saying here. I think we're seeing probably closer golf ball to 2-inch hail looking. Okay, it's warm for baseball. Their National Weather Service in Norman's going for it. They're saying baseball's in here. I haven't seen any confirmation. There's no reports in yet. So we have no confirmation that there's baseball size hail in here. It's just the potential is there. I think we're seeing a lot of rain mixing in with this, with that hail. Again, from what I'm looking at here on radar, probably upwards of that golf ball to 2-inch size. I think we're kind of overdoing it with the markers a little bit here. So likely, again, golf ball to 2-inch hail in Bridge Creek. If we give it an intersection, like right where you're seeing the high reflectivity on by Tecumseh Road and over by north 2980 Road. So if I can highlight it for you guys right in here on both sides. So you have, again, high reflectivity. You like to see the pink. That's where you're going to see that more precip, more hail, and then my circle kind of sucked on here. But you can see that where you get those lower values, you get the yellow and the orange, the green. That's what the radar's picking up as objects in the sky, and with it being a hailstorm, that's going to be hail. So we have, again, hail moving generally to the east towards Norman. We're still to the west of Newcastle. Storm isn't moving super quick. It keeps trying to figure out its structure, and it's going to eventually get to Norman. The north split here, that seems to be moving much quicker to the north. Pretty much going to be right over Will Rogers Airport right now, and this is moving generally north and east. Again, the hail size, I think probably some quarters in with this. Not going to be super large quantities. You're not seeing a whole ton of lower CC, so I think a lot of rain in this with some hail mixing in as well. I'm going to check out a couple other parameters. Yeah, so a lot of rain mixing in with some hail, or a lot of rain with hail mixing in. It's going to be just to the west of Will Rogers Airport. Will Rogers Airport's right here in Oklahoma City, and then in Mustang just to the west, that's where you're going to be seeing probably close to quarter-size hail as these storms are now really starting to split apart. You can kind of pretty clearly see the two different cells in here. I'll circle them for you guys. So you can tell this one's heading off this way, and then this one's going that way. So we're watching to see how these end up evolving. We got the main storm over by Newcastle. This is the one that for sure is dropping pretty large hail. This is going to be more of that question mark. The north split storms, they tend to surprise us sometimes with hail a lot larger than what the radar is indicating. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that, and we're going to walk through it with you guys, of course, as usual. You can see much lower CCs now showing up. You can even start to see some of the blues and greens here right along I-44 in Newcastle. Look at that. Look at all that. You want to see the greens and blues. That's when you're going to really start seeing that much bigger hail. So a pretty concentrated area of hail here in Newcastle. I don't have the roads up on this one. I think it's in one of the counties. I don't. Which county do I not have loaded up here? It's in McLean County, so that's why I can't see it. But I can get that. I can fix that in a little bit. Either way, Newcastle, you're getting hail now, and this is again slowly moving towards Norman. So we're going to keep watching this very carefully. Give this video a like and share. Thanks to our sponsors, always C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and our Supplement and Balance Claims. They're in the description below. I'm going to throw that out there while we have the chance to mention that. And notice here, CCs are starting to see a little bit more, seeing more of that greens and oranges as the storm, the north splits, moving up to the north and east. We're going to be getting much closer. We're going to get to Bethany here. Here's I-40, right where my finger is. And that's going to be crossing I-40 into Bethany, into western sections of Oklahoma City, and then eventually it's going to be just south of Lake Hefner and then move into Nichols Hills and the Village, all probably pretty quickly here. These storms aren't going to be really moving very slow. This one's moving slow. This one's going to be moving pretty quick. Got a new warning update for ping pong ball size hail. They originally warned it for golf balls. Right now, I do not see any golf ball size hail. Potential up to some ping pong ball size hail here just south of Interstate 40 in Oklahoma City, where there is mostly, I think, a lot of just industrial buildings versus homes. And elsewhere here, a couple other storms, again, by Calumet. We got another storm southwest of El Reno, and then a storm here with 2-inch hail confirmed. Look at that. Look at the much lower CCs. This one has look at that. Look at the much lower CCs. This one has been south of Perkins. That's continuing to race off to the north and east. Going to impact Ripley pretty soon, Payne County, and then eventually get up into Pawnee County, probably go just north of Cleveland and south of Pawhuska. And these storms will move generally towards Tulsa and possibly have some other storms form in the Tulsa area as well. So Tulsa, you're not out of the